being that you played at Duke, you were around HBCUs out there in North Carolina. So, what was this like for you playing against an HBCU?
Yeah, I mean, it's great when you look at the history of HBCUs and, you know, everything that they're about. I mean, it's just special to play against them, and you know, obviously, you know, as an African American, their history, and just to see their team get this kind of national publicity, playing against the PWI is great. And, you know, being around Central, A&T, you just see how much it means to the community and black people in general, and I think it's truly special.
For you guys, just talk about, obviously you guys took a lot of threes in this one. Percentage was not what you wanted it to be. How much that was a function of, did you guys feel you guys were taking good shots and just weren't fun, or what would you kind of feel would account for that?
But I think they played a lot of zone, so naturally, like, an easier shot is sort of take a three, because like we swing it around, we got a lot of threes. We have a ton of good shooters, so I think each shot we take really is a good shot. Today it didn't go in, and I think we had to rely a little bit more on like getting fouled. I mean, like JB being 10 for 12 from the line, always like 6 for 9 from the line is I think what kept us in the game. We'll have some good shooting days, we'll have some bad shooting days. Regardless, what matters is that we keep our confidence high and we stay together as a team.
On a similar note, you guys are a great three-point shooting team and shooting team in general. How do you feel that like when your shots don't fall, still being able to put together?
Well, when your offense doesn't work, you want your defense to work a little bit better. I think at the very end we got a couple of good stops. They had like 2 really dynamic guards, like numbers 8 and 5, like, and the numbers were just like really good. And it's like really tough shots. And I feel like down the road we got a couple blocks, a couple rebounds that fell in our hand, and we're able to push hard a little bit more. I think we still got to learn from like the start of the game. I mean, we start like 12-2, 12-4, something like that, and we need to build up on this win a little bit more. But they showed a lot of resilience, so that's really like impressive from them. And they're a good team too. I mean, like, at some point you got to find ways to win, and I think for us it was defense and getting fouled.
So you guys led by as much as 15 in the first half and ended up a 5-point game at halftime. So what did you guys see? What was the scenario when they did get within single digits several times in the first half, and they overcame that big deficit of 15 points?
Probably their zone, to be honest. I think, first of all, our shot did not go in, but on top of that, we haven't faced a lot of zone yet this year. I mean, they played almost like 60% of zone today. I think that's what disturbed us the most. And we're not getting the stops that we had on defense earlier. I mean, we usually are a very scrappy team, like get a lot of steals, get a lot of deflection, that kind of stuff. And we didn't get as many in that stretch that you're talking about. So I think that's what like kind of shifted.
Right. Playing against the zone, you guys were also leading 18 offensive rebounds. Can you talk about the impact that had, or just the emphasis on getting those extra shots?
Yeah, you're talking. I'm talking a lot right now.
I mean, we knew that, you know, their history, we had to get on the offensive glass. That's where our advantage was. I mean, you know, Max is a great dynamic rebounder, and I think for us, there's a big emphasis getting on the offensive glass and grabbing rebounds. But I think, you know, a crucial rebound was for Cam Grant when he came in the game and got a rebound off of a free throw and kicked it out. We ended up hitting the 3, but I think for us, that was just the emphasis, and I think that's an emphasis for us going into every game that we have to dominate the glass. That's something we can control, and that's just a fight, you know. And obviously, that's just a toughness fight, and so we have to be the tougher team.
Just talk about as a guard, what was like going against Brian Moore Jr. Just talk about what makes him challenging to go up against.
Yeah, I mean, he's really aggressive, quick, shifty, you know, very good pull-up jump shot. So, you know, I think on the season he's shooting like some crazy percentage from 3, so you have to respect him as a jump shooter, and, you know, he's just as fast, so he can get that hood. He's a very crafty finisher and ability to get fouled at the line, so it's definitely a tough cover for sure.
All right, so Jalen, you showed respect for the HBCUs, but did you guys maybe psychologically take these guys a little lighter than you expected them to come out and play?
Not at all. I mean, when you look at Norfolk State and their history, they win their conference every single year, and You know, we knew that it was going to be a battle going in. They're 4-1. They're 4-1 for a reason. They beat a good JMU team. You know, they have a lot of good wins and, you know, a couple blowouts. And I think for us, we didn't take them lightly. You know, they just fought, and we knew they were going to fight, and they did exactly that.
This was the first game this year that wasn't any doubt in the closing minutes. What do you take away from playing a game, you know, in those sort of situations?
I think staying together was the main thing. I think Jen did a great job, like getting us in huddles, especially down the line. Like, obviously they fouled us and like we like made free throws and not make free throws, but every time I thought we had pretty tight holds and guys were all still bought in, even when shots didn't go in. And coach always talked about like good players make plays, and I feel like if that was I getting fouled, John getting downhill, some other people making shot, Aiden getting a block and a rebound. I think that's what stood out too. I mean, the other night, like I was watching the UNC and Kansas game. It was the same thing. Like Kansas was at like 20 the entire game, and then UNC came back and then down the stretch and just like made plays and won the game. Right. I think that's what it's about too. Like Jem mentioned earlier, like they're a great team. They have like I think a history of playing hard and a history of like being scrappy all the time. And so gotta be able to make play down the stretch, and we really need to learn from this. I mean, every AC conference game is going to be like very tough. They're going to go down to the wire pretty much every time. So we got to be able to make these plays consistently and like make those free throws consistently. And I think that's what can get us like over the hump at the end of the season.
Jalen, just for you, well, he wants you to talk a little bit too. What was Coach Smith's kind of message to you guys after this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was exciting. A win to win. I don't know the last time that Stanford has been 5-0. 2019. So, you know, it seems like a while ago a little bit, but I think for us it was a great win, and I think for us it showed our resiliency. Obviously, there's things you have to learn, but you know, for us, he just has extreme confidence in us that we were able to win, shooting 8 for 34 from the 3-point line. I mean, you know, it's not every day that Benny's going to shoot 6 and 7 from the 3-point line, or Ryan's going to knock down, or Zion's going to, Max going to shoot 5 and 10. So it's like these games that really show, you know, your character, and that show who you're about. And I think for us, he was proud of our effort and our ability to come together and finish game.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We'll be back with Coach in a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually do. Oh, Jesus.
All right, head coach Kyle Smith. Coach, will you start us off with a statement?
Yeah, that was always good to win. Those guys pushed us, stretched us to say the least. Obviously getting off to a 14-2 start and then leading 30-15. We were just not able to handle success, and honestly didn't put the ball in the basket. I thought we got really good shots second half, played with purpose, played the right way, and just credit to Norfolk. They were scrapped. They kept in there, kept fighting, kept competing. You know, we held the 5 assists. You don't hear that many coaches say that, but like the idea is that they're going at us one-on-one. And they got 2 guys that were really good one-on-one players today. And Moore made some really tough shots. Ings did too. You know, we did our job on the glass. We took care of the ball. But obviously, we need to make more shots. If we're going to beat, you know, big teams consistently, we're going to have to shoot the ball better.
So, Coach, Maxine mentioned the zone was like a contributing factor for you guys to have that 15-point lead, dwindle down to 5 at halftime. So, is that what you would surmise also?
And it wasn't so much. I thought their zone, because they would when they scored a little bit, they were able to press us, and then kind of we couldn't get real organized, and we weren't getting as good at looks. And I thought we were playing a little, I would say, selfishly a little bit, or whatever. We just took some quick ones, weren't good ones, and that kind of gave them confidence, fueled them a little bit, and then the second half, I thought we did. I'll watch the film, but I'm pretty sure we played with more purpose, just to make them like first meeting, we're like 0 for 5 with the turnover, and I thought we got 3 threes and 1 possession. We got 2 offensive boards. It's like, you know, I just felt we were gripping a little bit, playing pretty tight.
Coach, Cam Grant got some minutes late there, so what do you think?
You know what? It was one situation we had made a shot. He's one of our 4 guys who can really shoot the ball. He had about 7 or 8 threes the other day in practice or whatever, and you know, I was like, you know what, let's see what he can do. He can play that small ball forward a little bit, and I thought I'd stretch him out, and he went for 8, did a good job. He was +5 in his minutes there, and he came up with a big offensive rebound and kicked it out to Jalen. which was one of the biggest plays in the game, I thought. But it's just like Ryan was a little fatigued. And I was like, we needed something. And just thinking, I said, I told our staff they looked at me a little crazy. I said, I think we need Cam here. And they're like, yeah. They didn't get a lot of support, but I was like, I just think we needed something. And he did a good job there, +5 in 4 minutes and 39 seconds. You can't ask for much more.
There's an 18 offensive rebounds. How much is that going against sort of the zone defense versus just the emphasis on good on game possession?
A little bit of both. I think anyone that's going to switch up defense, switch press, you gotta. And I said these guys are really compliant to it. Like I don't want to harp too much on the fact we shoot the ball well late, but I was like, if we get shots, the biggest thing is get shots. I said get shots and then get on the glass. Don't turn over. Well, they complied. It's like the golf coach that tells his golfer that no doubles. Don't make any doubles out there. He shoots 90, 18 bogeys. That's kind of how we played. Like it's okay, we get shots. Like hey, you don't have to give them permission to make shots. So. But I said like we did our job there. We said get shots, get on the glass. It's helpful, and we've been a good rebounding team thus far this year. We've been at home, and we'll be challenged next game for sure.
Anything you can do? You can do practice to improve the shooting there, or is it just simply shots? Yeah, I mean,
we'll adjust it. I think it's one of those things. You gotta play your way through it a little bit. I mean, it's the same team that was throwing in bombs. It might have been to our detriment a little bit. We're making everything as NAU. It seemed easy. We're shooting long, one shoot for the logo, and it's hard to handle success a little bit. You're going to get scouted. You're going to get some things. So I think we'll play our way through that, and we're playing a little bit not to lose. Not disrespect anyone. Just kind of like we'll get up big, and teams are going to come at you, and we're going to respond, but you got to keep putting the basket.
So, Coach, Jalen had showed a great appreciation for the HBCUs, and I mentioned that he played at Duke, so we had him around him. Did you have to remind the guys that don't take these guys lightly, don't assume that they're not at your level?
No, we were like, luckily, I told you this before we had to leave the court, the last thing to say is, it's up on my board, ref no, respect everyone, fear no one. And it doesn't matter who you're playing, your opponent. And I think it's really a trademark of our team. So, I think it's more media narrative. I'm sure the human nature they're going to read about. Hey, we should win. You're favored. And we told them this is a good program. They were every bit of Davis. We had the same struggle, and handle the lead. And I think they were every bit as good. Ken Palm in the same ballpark. I think they'll win 18 to 22 games. They'll probably be contending to play for the NCAA tournament. Those two guards are really good. They're old. They play with purpose. So and I thought they were well coached. Both sides of the ball, so I thought we respected them. I don't necessarily I think we thought it would be easy. When we got up lead, the 14-2 was almost a curse a little bit, like, oh, that's human nature. You got to fight against human nature to be good.
You mentioned only allowing 5 assists. So far this year, you guys have been one of the best in the country at opponent assist rate. How much of an emphasis is there on that? Is that something you expect to be a strength moving forward?
I think it's been a strength for almost all the teams I've coached. Whatever. I think it's just kind of what our defense is. I probably shouldn't comment too much about it. People will figure it out. But no, it's a little bit. We're usually pretty well. We scout pretty well. We don't give up too many easy baskets. That's our goal. And then put you in situations where you're gonna have to beat us one-on-one. They had a couple guys that they almost pulled it off. They were 16 to 30. And 2 for 3 from 3. They were 7-8 from the line and 41 points. They were really good. So, that's a hat tip because I think that was a big part of our scout, and I think we respected them, and they just kept coming.
You know, Sellers' performance in this one, he obviously had a key 3. I think it was a 2-point game. Big 3 from you guys there. How do you feel he kind of played down the stretch for you guys?
He was big down the stretch. Like that 3 was huge. We'd only hit Jalen hit 1. That made it like 1 for 10 for the half. And then he had one in the max. I don't remember the order, but you just got to keep shooting. Mosiah's too good a shooter, works too hard at it. And he just hadn't been in that situation either where he's been in a program where he's absolutely counted on. He's been in the 4th or 5th perimeter in his previous place. And it's like, if you're going good, you'll stay out there. If not, come sit next to me. So he had played really as many winning situations where you got to make plays, and that was good for his gun on glass. He had another 6 rebound game. I think he's close to his entire total for last year. I think he had like 30 rebounds at USC last year. He's got 17 or 18 right now in 5 games, so he's really improving, become a well-rounded player.
So, Coach, you guys had the 5-point lead at halftime, and I'm sure you had a conversation with them. But then you guys get that 1 point to start the second half, so you're up by 6, and then they go on a 7-0 run. So, what was happening at that moment, and what did you say to the guys that we have to work this or momentum they got right now?
You know what? It was the slowest run that you've ever seen both teams. It was a slow-paced game, but it was. We just got to stay with the offense and put the ball inside, play inside out. And the ball's gonna. I didn't hit it so much. The ball's got to go in. It makes you feel, we stayed with it. I see your Kappa. I see. Yeah, you brought it out tonight. I see you. No, I just got to stay with it. It was really stay the course, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous over there.
You're playing a lot of different combinations of the 4 position. Chisholm got the start, but didn't play a lot of the minutes today. Jalen got in the first half. How do you feel about that position so far and how it stands?
We're something when Aiden's in there. We're big, at least. It kind of combines. We're playing smaller guards. And then Chiz, when we got a quicker forward, he's been good there. And he played well tonight, to be honest. He had a little turnover in the second half, and then he just felt a little better out there. I think him and Maxine playing the high-low was a little, using our size against their size, I thought was a little better. But they're growing, they're getting better. Aiden's just a freshman, and Chiz is making that transition, but got to keep coming there. I think we'll be all right.
Coach, last one, sorry. So you guys play Santa Clara on Saturday. Just talk to me a little bit about how you're preparing for tonight.
You know what? They're coached against them when I was at USF. They beat us last year when I was at Washington State, and I think they won here at Santa Clara. Really good team. They got really good talent. I think people were side by 40 yesterday. They're very physical and very well coached. So it'll be a big challenge for us to go into someone else's court. I imagine we'll have a good turnout. It'll be fun. It's kind of like playing college basketball, playing those environments, but their backcourt's really experienced, really good. Their front court's big, good. It'll be a good test for us to see if we can compete with someone like that on the road.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, and then mark back down to the.
I would actually be.
That's not crazy.
I actually.
Seeing a baby.
Mark.